Aloha everyone. I've been getting stir crazy with this virus stuff, so I decided to make a quick video about how I attached my auxiliary lights to my DRZ 400. Aloha and enjoy! Okay everybody, I'm doing a quick tutorial on how I hooked up my LED lights above my front turn signal stocks. Forgive the rain, it's in Hawaii and we tend to get a lot of it here. So basically what I did is I took off my cowl off of the headlight shroud, and there's just 3 screws. I'll add the screw locations to the video, but if you have this motorcycle you already know where they are. And I exposed the wires so that I could figure out which one was the headlight. On the DRZ 400 that I have, which is a 2018, I had to splice the wires from the auxiliary lights that I got, which are only 2 wires, a red and a black wire. I had to splice those wires into my headlight bulb, and I connected them to the high beam. So the wires that I had to access was the wire that had a black and a white on it, as well as the bright yellow wire. There's 4 wires on my headlight, which is a white, a dark yellow, a bright yellow, and then the black and white wire. And I just had to use the black and white wire along with the bright white wire, which was the high beam. So that way when I turn on my lights, I still have my low beam, and when I turn on the high beams, the high beam on the headlight comes on along with the auxiliary lights, like so. Just the original headlight bulb that's in there now, and then here are the other lights. The hardest part to engineer was where to put the lights. Okay, my dilemma with hooking up these lights, which happen to be Auxbeam, and they have like an alley light on them too right here. I'll show you those in some pictures. But the hard part I had wasn't splicing the wires. Once I figured out which ones I needed for my high beam, it was really simple. Just 2 wires and boom, it was done. The part I needed to figure out was how to mount them to the motorcycle where they would be secure, they're not going to bend, they're fairly safe in case of tip overs, and they're not going to shake and rattle. I had some brackets, some spare brackets I had when I bought my washer and dryer for the stacking kit. And this metal right here is pretty solid, it's pretty light, and it was already bent. It was almost a perfect size for what I needed. So all I did was I unbolted the turn signal stock from the top triple clamp, took these 2 bolts out, drilled the holes in my bracket to match, and then I drilled a hole here for the light to bolt through so that it would clear my headlight cowl. Once I did all that, put some Loctite on my 2 bolts here, put some Loctite on this guy right here, bolted it up both sides, and waited for it to get dark. Once it was dark, I found out that I couldn't quite aim them. These things kind of adjust a little bit. When you loosen this bolt up, they adjust. So they will actually rotate, but they didn't rotate quite the right direction. So all I did was I grabbed my crescent wrench and I just stuck it right here on the bracket, and I waited till it was dark. I sat on the motorcycle, fired it up, and just cranked it forward and bent it just enough to where I could see where they were aiming. And it's amazing how easy this was once I did the math or figured out how I was going to mount these things. So if you're going to want to add auxiliary lighting to your DRZ or dual purpose bike where your headlight is woefully inadequate, I suggest checking out turn signal stocks. All these motorcycles are differently, but for a DRZ, this is a great spot. All you need is a bracket that's strong enough that's going to be able to hold the weight of the light for when you're off-roading, going over bumps, jumps, whatever you plan on doing. And it's also sucked in enough to where it really doesn't, it's not noticeable. But I'll tell you what, it's really noticeable when you're out driving around. The first time I took this out on a road trip at nighttime, I was amazed at how much brighter it is. The only thing I want to do now is get another bulb for my headlight, keep the stock headlight, but put a different bulb in it, and I think we're all set. Any questions? Hit me up in the comments. If you like what I showed you after seeing all the pictures and listening to the video, hopefully you can hear me over the rain here in Hawaii. But questions, comments, and suggestions, I appreciate it. If you got anything out of this video, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate all the attention you guys gave this. Thanks for sticking around till the end. If you have any questions, hit me up. Aloha.